If you've wanted an Acura SUV crossover but found them too big, maybe too expensive, the new ADX might be right for you. I'm here to tell you all about it, and as always, I will not waste your time. Automotive trends come and go, but the migration from sedans to SUV crossovers feels like the new normal. Seems every upmarket automaker has a small entry-level model: Audi Q3, BMW X1, Lexus UX, Mercedes GLA and Volvo XC40. ADX finally gives Acura something to sell to both newcomers and loyalists alike. Honda's premium brand has brought me to the sun, wind, and rain of San Diego, California to check out the fourth SUV in its lineup. There's a lot of chatter that vehicles are just too expensive these days. ADX pricing starts at $36,350 for a front-wheel drive version. $2,000 will get you all-wheel drive. I'm driving the top trim A-Spec Advance model with all-wheel drive. MSRP is just over $45,000, which pretty much beats all of the competition. If you're wondering, ADX is not a simple HRV rebadge with sound insulation and upgraded cabin trim. Looking at you, ILX. Sure, the two are built on the same architecture, as are Civic and Integra. It's what the industry does. ADX shares no body panels with HRV and is 5 inches longer, though the wheelbase is the same. It's larger than the premium competitors too, if only by a skosh. The only shared HRV piece that I recognize is from the armrest down, which tells you what a nerd I am. ADX moves with Integra's 1.5-liter VTEC turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, detuned a smidge to 190 horsepower and 179 pound-feet of torque on specified premium fuel. That's up by 32 horses and 41 pound-feet over HRV's naturally aspirated 4. Plus, the turbo delivers torque lower in the rev range. The transmission is continuously variable. Integra's 6-speed manual is not a thing. Simulated manual shifts are done with metal paddles. Hard to believe this is Acura's first use of hill descent control. Drive modes adjust steering feel, engine response, simulated engine sound, and transmission programming. Dampers are fixed. A-Spec Advance adds an individual mode so a personal setup can be stored for quick call-ups. All trims can be had in front, or all-wheel drive that can send more than 50% of torque to the rear wheels. It's not Acura's super handling all-wheel drive. All ADXs run with the same amount of power. A-Spec has no advantage there. It feels peppy off the line since torque is available low in the rev range. I'll estimate 0 to 60 at 8 seconds. The power is perfectly usable for a vehicle like this. And if you're wondering if there's going to be a high-performance Type S, well, I asked, and I got the usual, "We don't comment on future product." I tried. GLA and X1 get more gusto, but a higher price too. Chances are ADX is going to be more popular than Integra because, SUVs. It's not as athletic. It packs an extra 450 pounds running with all-wheel drive. Engaging enough, the driving dynamics seemed aimed towards mainstream buyers, not enthusiasts. Integra is going to handle a bit better. It's a sedan, it rides lower. ADX, being a crossover, is raised up a bit. It's what people want these days. But still, this is fun to chuck into a corner. The thing that surprises me the most is this is very comfortable. It's never harsh. Bumps are soaked up nicely. ADX is a soft roader, not for boulder hopping, but you knew that. Suspension tuning is effectively the same no matter the trim. Tossed hard into tight turns, understeer builds predictably. Over the years, I've found that Honda products typically leave a certain amount of road noise in. It's in their DNA. ADX is moderately quiet and not an awful lot of wind noise off the A-pillars. It's pretty good. I'm not diving deep into the AcuraWatch suite of ADAS safety tech, but it's comprehensive with automatic emergency braking and confident lane keeping. Traffic Jam Assist did a great job of making heavy San Diego traffic easier to manage. Glad I'm out here in the open now. Visibility is really good. For one thing, the dash is nice and low, and there's lots of glass. No blind spots. Let me buy the product planner a drink. Too often, rear wipers are lost to cost savings. In the presentation, the engineers talked about how they worked really hard to get rid of that typical rubberiness found in continuously variable transmissions. And I would say that in regular drive mode, there is still some of that dynamic, but put it into sport mode, and it feels much more like a typical geared transmission. It's what I like the best. Downshifting to anticipate acceleration, the programming keeps the engine in its sweet spot. There is no hybrid powertrain like the Lexus UX, but that vehicle is smaller and getting a little long in the tooth. The EPA rates the fuel economy average of the ADX at 28 miles per gallon for a front driver. All-wheel drive drops that by 1. It's average in class, and like GLA, Q3, X1, and XC40, ADX wants premium fuel. No surprise, ADX's cabin has Integra feels. The vehicle that I drove had the orchid and blue colorway. Deadpool should dig this look. There's all black too. A-Spec wears ultra suede trim, lots of stitching, and a few matte panels to go with the shiny piano black console. Advance adds this, helpful to keep dents at bay. Base ADXs get a standard sunroof. A-Spec adds full panoramic opening glass. Advanced models get exclusive leather chairs with driver's memory, good support, plus heat and venting. A toasty wheel, too. No matter the trim level, the precision cockpit gauge cluster is 10.2 inches. Graphics change with the drive modes. The interface screen is 9 inches. Acura's unloved touchpad controller has gone the way of the BlackBerry and Palm Pilot. Touch response is solid. Graphics are on the plain side, but the flow is laid out predictably. The right amount of hard buttons, too. Thanks for that, Acura. There's Google Assistant built in. I like this. It allows you to use natural voice commands while keeping your eyes on the road. Hey, what's the forecast?
Today in Encinitas it'll be rainy, with a forecasted high of 59 and a low of 51.
Figures. Let's throw it a curveball. Hey, what's the best clam chowder in Seattle?
Okay, Pike Place Chowder, Pike Place Market. Let's go.
Let's go. It is actually pretty good. This charge pad is standard across the board, pairing well to wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. USB ports are powerful enough to juice up computers. This being a smaller SUV, it helps that there are more than the usual places to squirrel things away. The driver's cup holder is well placed. This one is kind of deep. ADX does organization especially well. Acura claims the back seat of the ADX is among the roomiest in class. What does that mean? Well, I am 5'9" and I have just enough headroom. My Levi's inseam is 32. Knee, leg, and foot room are quite generous. Thigh support is good. Door openings are a little bit on the small side, but it's easy enough to get in and out. Door pockets are on the small side. They'll hold a can of Coke. There is no separate climate zone back here. At least there are adjustable vents and a way to charge phones. Want sunshades? Not available. Don't really need them on a day like today. One of my pet peeves, no pocket on the driver's side seat back. Boo. ADX is not available with heated seats in the back. The floor is pretty darn flat. That makes for good footroom. Even though there are belts for 3 back here, you're not going to have that many in the back seat because this is a smaller vehicle. But 2 people will be pretty darn comfortable so long as they're not really tall in the torso. A reminder that many competitors have fairly tight back seats. Oh, and the Advance trim adds 15-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound. It's a treat. Rich, punchy, and loud. It doesn't have a traditional equalizer, but this works, and its 3D quality can be set to distracting. All ADXs get a power lift gate. If you want kick to open, then you have to go with the Advance. No TP trunk test since I'm far away from warehouse number 1. All guesstimate it holds 6 packs of the 2-ply with just over 24 cubic feet behind the back seats. Good to know the security cover doesn't have to be left in the garage. Plus, the load floor is low for easy loading. Small things can be stashed here, and hey, what do you know? A physical spare, a rarity these days. No 40-20-40 split or pass-through. Honda has always been good at packaging, and ADX is no different. Much more useful than Integra. Max cargo room is 55 cubic feet, and this is not a huge vehicle. The floor is fairly flat, too. Here's a great feature I wish every vehicle had. Push this button and then gather all your stuff out of the cargo area. Notice that it stays open until you walk away, then it shuts automatically. Very nice. Why it took Acura so long to plug this hole in its lineup is a mystery. Perhaps it didn't want to eat into RDX sales. Maybe shop near luxury competitors too, like Mini Countryman, or a loaded Mazda CX-30, Kia Seltos, or Hyundai Kona. If you're shopping in this segment, ADX is definitely worth a test drive. It looks good, it drives well, it's reasonably priced, and if you go with the Bang & Olufsen sound system, it rocks. Plus, it's not a huge vehicle. Not everybody wants to drive a big SUV. Of course, that works against it since it's not going to be as roomy as, say, RDX. And I wish this was available as a hybrid because Honda makes some good hybrid powertrains. I wouldn't turn down a little extra power either. SUVs are here to stay, and this should bring more buyers to Acura showrooms. For the first time ever, the brand has the crossover segment covered, from ADX to ZDX. Fun fact, a lot of people don't realize the Acura brand is pretty much unique to North America now, and its SUV lineup is specific to the region. RDX, MDX, and ZDX are built in the US, ADX in Mexico. A shout out to Cameron Rogers with Edmunds who helped me get the running footage. I mounted the GoPros on the back of his car and followed him very closely because of the wide angle nature of those. I'll guess he's 6'4", and he says he's fine driving in the ADX for what that's worth. Hope you got a lot of good information out of my first look at the all-new Acura ADX. That is always my intention. And a reminder that Acura brought me to San Diego, put me up and fed me, but it's not about the trip for me. It's about giving you good, accurate information, okay? All right, glad we've cleared that up. Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe to the channel, click notifications, follow me on social media. I'm on Threads and Blue Sky now, and if you have a question, leave it in the comments. That's Driven. I'm Tom Volk.